What has caused so many people to start wearing pajamas in public? I agree with the sentiment that strangers' opinions don't matter. But for me, dressing nice makes me feel confident. I'm a guy though too, so I'm sure I have it pretty easy. No hair or makeup to deal with for me to go out and feel like I'm looking good. Also, when I see other people in public with pajamas on, I barely think a thing about it. I'm not usually out to interact with any of them, and they don't seem to want to interact with anyone. It's like a tell me you don't want to be bothered without telling me you don't want to be bothered sign. It's my age showing, and I don't want to go back to pearls and heels to take a trip to the market. But when I see someone look like they rolled out of bed, hair all matted up, baggy pajama pants on with slippers, I can't help but wonder where the thought process is. And I've seen it in all ages, from teens to young adults. The same young women who spend 2 hours on hair and makeup to go to Starbucks for a nice coffee can't brush their teeth for a 2-hour flight. Now pardon me while I go yell at these kids on my lawn. Serious question for those that wear PJs out. When you get home, do you just stay in the pajamas that have been dragging all over the floor of wherever you're at? Or do you change when you get home into something that hasn't been exposed to dirt? When I'm at home, I stay chilling in comfortable clothes, but if I have to go somewhere, I don't want my comfy clothes to get exposed to dirt, germs, etc., so I usually put on jeans or actual joggers if I go run errands. I feel like the couture leisure suit trend of the early 2000s spearheaded what eventually evolved into broader social acceptance of wearing comfortable sweatpants out in public, that then evolved into wearing PJ bottoms out in public. I remember people being fine with it for quick in and out errands, but it seemed like everyone just got more and more comfortable with seeing each other in their PJs, and it became more acceptable overall. I don't know what you mean by caused it. It might all depend on where you live, cause in NY the 5 boroughs at least people have been wearing pajama pants to go outside ever since I can remember, and that's way back in the 90s still. You wearing pajama pants to go to the deli or just go hang out and no one would bat an eye at you. It might be new or something where you are, but here it's so normal no one even thinks about it. It's so funny. I agree with almost all of your answers. Also, there was at least one other time everybody wore PJ bottoms out in the mid-90s somewhere. Flannel wasn't just for your grunge shirt pair, plaid PJ pants with a bomber in your Docs for that just rolled out of F you look. I'm sure there was another, but like, shiny and skimpier sort of version in the late 2000s? That's harder to remember. I used to be the type who would get dressed to go pick up one thing from the grocery store even when I was sick and have to get dressed. Now if I'm sick or just in a quick run, I have no shame in leggings and a sweatshirt. But PJs? That's a bit much. But you never know what people are going through these days. Also, with all these work from home jobs, most people's wardrobes are comfy. What's the difference between some pajamas and wearing yoga pants, leggings, or those jegging type pants made from soft fabric? Unless someone is wearing pajamas that have pillows and teddy bears or Comic Sans easy on them, I don't see much difference between pajamas and regular clothing. Even most scrubs are relaxed fit and not as structured firm as a pair of jeans. Economic depression and the world going to hell in a handbasket? Fast fashion doesn't help. Clothes are either affordable and fall apart quickly, looking worn out fast, or maintain nicely but are so expensive you have to wear them into threadbare to justify the cost. Nobody's got the budget for fancy anymore. Yoga pants and pajama bottoms it is. We used to have loosely agreed upon standards of appearance. People also used to have enough respect for themselves and others to make the effort before going out. That was when we had a society. Now everyone has main character syndrome. Why wouldn't the world want to see your sleepwear under your underwear? Yes, I'm old. Now get off my lawn. Look. I don't care. I'm poor and I just don't care to be pleasing to the eye. If I'm out getting juice at the store, let's just be happy I am seeking vitamin C. Bunny slippers and comfortable PJs are my crutch that allowed me to get there. At least I put a bra on so my builders aren't chasing you down the frozen food aisle like Indiana Jones. It's been a thing for quite some time. I remember articles about it and seeing it around me in 2010, so 13 years ago now. Probably comfort or convenience or any number of other factors that make people do it. Wouldn't do it myself, but I don't care if others do, especially, man shrugging. Can't speak for others. But I do it because they're comfy as hell. And I'm not out here trying to impress anyone while I'm at the corner store getting a slushie or out shopping for groceries. Like, why would I take off comfy pants to just put on a pair of jeans that I'm going to take off as soon as I get home and put my PJs back on? Have you suddenly started spending time on a college campus? Or a different demographic? I work in a school, in a low SES district, and I see parents in PJs more than I would in my neighborhood, but no change in the 15 years I've been there. Even with the pandemic, I definitely haven't noticed an uptick in pajama wearing. 80 years ago, men wore suits to go shopping downtown and women were similarly dressed up. 50 years ago, men wore collared shirts with dress pants to go shopping. 20 years ago, jeans and a t-shirt. And now, pajamas. This didn't start yesterday. It's just the latest in a trend for a society in decline. I wear track pants that are as close to yoga pants as I can comfortably get away with as a man. They are just so comfortable and make my ass look great. When I first got them I wasn't sure, but my gay roommate said I looked great in them. I'm just hoping his tastes in men are similar to women's tastes in men. I think some people did it because they don't care, and then other people saw them in pajamas and thought, well, if other people do it, so can I. They felt that it gave them license to do something they wouldn't have done otherwise, and that's why there was a sudden increase in public pajama wearing. I came from brunch over the weekend where the dress code was cozy pajamas. I had to stop at the grocery store on the way home because I didn't want to go home and back out again for one thing, so I went to the store in my pajama pants and a hoodie and felt like an asshole the whole time. The pandemic. People got in the habit of wearing them all day at home. Then when you did go out in public, you had masks on and no one recognized you anyway, so you got in that habit. Then when things got back to normal, people were used to it and or learned they didn't care. I was picking my granddaughters up from school the other week and a mother going to collect her children walked into the avenue in her pajamas, slippers and dressing gown. I did comment out loud. Then I felt embarrassed when my eldest told her that's her friend's mom. I think part of it is because I work from home and I'm not going to waste makeup and extra laundry to get dressed up to go to the next room over. So by the time I'm off I'm already in my PJs, so I'm not going to change outfits just to go into Walmart or something. You may just be experiencing the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon. For example, have you ever bought a new car or even just learned about a new car model, and then started seeing it everywhere? Such as the Tesla when that was coming out. That's a phenomenon. My thought is lack of community. People don't have the local community they're a part of anymore, it all moved the online echo chambers. So no one is worried about putting on a front to impress others when they go grocery shopping because nobody knows anybody. Ever since COVID that's all you see. It's weird. I remember when I was a kid a boy got accused of wearing his pajamas to go get ice cream. We were 12, and he was ridiculed and teased for daring to wear pajamas in public. I guess he was a future trendsetter. My PJs are just sweatpants, leggings and a hoodie, so I don't at all feel weird wearing them out. But I really don't understand the people who are wearing legit pajamas out. Like wide flannel pants, bathrobe, and slippers. I'd would feel exposed lol. I think it's a carryover from college students who are used to walking from dorms to classes, considering I have seen plenty of 20-somethings walking around like that long before COVID. Guess it just caught on as a trend, kinda like low pants thing. Why does it matter? How are my Stitch or Wonder Woman pajama pants offensive but Karen's ridiculously tight Lululemon pants and a horrible pattern are fine? It's not like I'm hanging out in the store. I want to get in and out as fast as possible. I think it's the definition of pajamas that has changed. I'm assuming you mean flannel pants mostly? Well, sweatpants aren't much different. Neither are yoga pants. Flannel pants have just now been added as an option to wear out. Good question. I have no idea why they do it. They're lazy? They think it's fashionable? They have low self-esteem and are depressed? Their parents didn't bother to teach them that this is generally not acceptable in society? The 90s are back. Pajama bottoms have been around in public for a long time. It was common where I grew up in the Midwest. It's just probably filtering down to where you are now. Also, they're generally comfortable. Well, I'm chronically ill and on a type of chemo, so personally they're the only things that don't hurt me. I'm guessing others are trying to be comfortable too. I don't judge PPL cause who knows, they might also be on chemo. Not sure about the masses, but the only times I wear pajamas in public is when it's Christmas and we are driving to parents' house, or I'm sick. I was in the ER twice last week and I have to be comfy when I'm sick. I always hear people complain about this but really haven't ever seen it in my day-to-day life. Where are people seeing people wearing pajamas in public? And do people still even buy actual pajamas to wear to bed? This started at least like 15-20 years ago and I care as much about it now as I did back then. That is to say, I don't. I wouldn't be comfortable like that, but if other people are, I honestly don't give a shit. I had to make an airport run yesterday and was surprised at how many families were dressed in matching jammies. I suppose it can make an early morning, Christmas Day flight more fun, especially for young kids. Because I just don't care anymore. As long as I'm clean, I'm not getting dressed for anyone. Especially the rude fucks that exist in public. Between work and bills, I'm gonna be comfortable wherever I am. Make up your mind. When I wear nice clothes, I'm ostracized in public with "who are you trying to impress" comments from random guys. So, how about leaving people the fuck alone about what they wear? Start. Pajamas were worn by women outdoors in the 1920s and 1930s. I don't think they wore the same pair to sleep in the night before though. I don't wear pajamas in public, but know many that do. I've asked and the response is simple: I don't give a fuck what others think of me. Compounded with "unless they're paying my bills." Lol. Teacher here. I mainly don't care what my students wear, but the Venn diagram of students who don't give a shit do nothing and students who wear pajamas every day has a very large intersection. If I'm just sucking out, why would I make an effort to put something nice on? Also, I live in Australia and I'm a really sweaty person, so I avoid wearing my good clothes unless I have to. Ha ha ha. Look around. You'll notice that all these buildings and places are kept operational with the least amount of care possible. Nothing is truly nice anymore. So why should we dress up for that? People are saying things like poverty and depression, and I think that's very cynical. Personally, I don't care what people want to assume about me. I'm not going out to look impressive. Choosing comfort over giving a fuck. Plus, now that so many people work from home, less people even bother with regular clothes anymore. Why wear uncomfortable stuff if you don't have to?